Hello, Conversations with Ronnie Keith podcast fam. This is John, aka Big Time, 33.3% of the Short Desk podcast, inviting you to join myself, Dwayne, and Ronnie Keith every Tuesday as we sit around our short desk and discuss all things in news, sports, entertainment, and a little financial advice. Check out episode 178 as it is a reboot of the show and we discuss our vacation week amongst other things. You're listening to Conversations with Ronnie Keith.
Thank you so much, everyone. I am your host, Ronnie Keith, and this is Conversations. I just want to thank you guys so much for supporting the show, downloading, listening. We had a very great month this month, and I really appreciate it. I have a lot of great guests that will be coming on in the next few weeks, including today. So you guys got a lot of different content to look forward to. The people that I have on, as I stated before, people from all walks of life that are extraordinary people in their own way. As you've seen in the last, since episode 1 up until episode 21, which was last week. I like to make sure that the people that I have on the show have a diverse background and give you guys something to talk about and something that you can maybe relate to or maybe not relate to, but something new to hear from. And I really appreciate just how you guys have really been supporting and everything. So this week is going to be a little bit different than any other week. Usually every other week I have my wife on here with me, and she hadn't been on here in a couple of weeks, but this week is going to be a little bit different as I'm going to bring on, as most of you know him as, my son. His name is Isaac. He's going to be joining me today to talk with me about, there was a fan mail that was sent a few weeks ago, and we wanted to cover that together. Some of the questions were aimed at Isaac. Some of them were aimed at me. And so we're going to talk through those together and answer the question and then, just have a little conversations. So, Isaac, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, man.
The mute button was there the whole time. I was speaking a little bit. I'm like, oh, there's the mute. I'm here. Oh, hello.
Hey, thanks,
Hello,
man.
everybody.
Thanks for joining. So,
Oh yeah, I'm excited.
I'm glad to hear that.
Conversations.
So I want to give you guys a little backstory. You guys may have already heard this before, a little bit before Isaac and I start talking. Isaac and I met when he was about 4, I want to say 4, maybe 5. A long time ago.
A long time ago,
Yes. Isaac is 19 now, almost. He'll be 20 next year. And I've been in his life a very long time. His mother and I have been together all these years and married. And so Isaac is my son. If you hear me say that and you're like, well, wait a minute, you said you met him when he was 4. Absolutely, but he's my son. He is part of the family. He is family. I will lay down my life for my son. And so Isaac, when I started the podcast, not just this one, but the other podcast, the Short Desk podcast, Isaac would help me with everything. He helped me get music together, all these things.
It'll help you, like, mostly the edit, how it's published, It's different now. So we had to help him the best I can.
Absolutely. So I'm very excited, man, to have you on here and for us to talk and have a little conversation here. So I want to go to a fan mail that was sent in a few weeks ago. Well, actually, over a month ago. It was sent in August 27th. And the person is from St. Augustine, Florida. So thank you again, St. Augustine, for sending this in. And they had a question regarding you and I. And so we're going to go through a couple of questions that they sent in through this fan mail and see how everything flows for you. All right. So it said, would love, if you all feel comfortable, to hear the dynamic of Ronnie Keith and Isaac. How has it been being the step parent and entering that area? Was it welcomed by Isaac? So I guess I'll answer that question first as far as
Mhm.
how's it been being a step parent. I never regarded myself as being Isaac's step parent. Um, I felt that I was a co-parent because I came into the situation not ever trying to take the place of his father. I understood and respected and knew his father's role in his life, and all I was to do, my job to do was to help support and love him like he's my own. And so, helping him along the way in school, any of the extracurricular activities he wanted to do, that was my job. And so I never I never sat there and thought, okay, well, this is my step parent. This is my stepson. I never referred to him as my stepson, even when he was little. So, and just to give you a little backstory to that is that, the same thing happened to me. I met my dad, who technically is my stepdad, when I
Mhm.
was young as well. And he took me in and loved me as his own. And so, never did I ever hear in his existence refer to me as his stepson. So, you know, it's different. It's a different thing. I'm not going to say that, oh my God, it's so easy. It's a different thing because when you take on someone else's child, you have to understand the parameters that you're dealing with when you're dealing with that child, because you don't want to step out of bounds. Because although you're taking care of that child, that's still someone else's biological child. But you also want to have that respect there. You also want to have that love there, and you again love this child like it's your own because it is your own. And so that's how
Mhm.
I came into that area with Isaac. Now, the second question was it welcomed by Isaac? So, Isaac, when I
Yes.
first met you, and then me and your mother started dating, and you saw me more around, were you okay with me being around? How did you feel about that? And when me and your mother officially got married, how did you feel about me being your stepfather?
I feel pretty good, pretty open. I was younger. I never understood. I was young. I mean, of course, I didn't know. I saw you more in my life, and I was happy that you were in my life. Start you be in my future,
Hmm.
and the wedding. I never to this day I still didn't know how you got married and we had another wedding party. I didn't know. To this day, it's still
Oh,
shocking. Like
because we
y'all
had the
say
two
got married.
weddings.
Yeah, the two weddings. I'm like, I thought y'all got married then. I didn't even thought about
Uh,
to this day. I'm like still
well, let me tell you.
surprised.
Let me tell you. So, what happened is we didn't want to wait until we had a wedding with, you know what I'm saying, with
Yeah.
family and everything. We wanted to just go ahead and get married. And so, when we talked to our pastor, Pastor Ring, we were like, can we go ahead and legally just get married now, real small, and just a couple of people there, and then we'll do a big ceremony with family and friends later on. And that's how that worked out because we wanted to make sure that we planned appropriately to have a celebration, with family and friends. So the real wedding date is the day me and your mother got married that time in the church, which was January 1st. That was
Yeah, I
our
do
real wedding
remember.
day.
I
Yeah.
do remember being on church. That church.
Yeah, yeah.
I
That's
remember.
that's the real wedding date. The second
Hmm.
one where you had to wear a tuxedo and
That was
carry the ring down,
like in
that was the
July.
celebration. Yeah, that was in
July. Yeah,
July. Yep,
yeah, that
yep,
one.
yep.
And
That was a celebration.
my whole forehead was cleared out around that time. You know.
So, so you were okay with me being your step parent as
Oh yeah,
you were
I was
younger?
100% cool with it. I was happy that you were in my life. It
So,
was good.
how do you feel about me now as your step? Do you refer to me as your stepfather? Do you use that term ever? Or
When I was younger,
Mhm.
I referred to you, hey, this is my stepfather, and I'll say it all the time. But as I got older, I see how like you got more in my life and an issue going on. I refer to you now as my father,
Mm.
and
So,
I tell everyone now that you are my father.
Really, really.
Yeah.
So if somebody asks, "Who's that?" Like if
Like my,
I'm with you at your when you were in high school or school and stuff like that, or your events, and they say, "Who's that guy? Who's that big old black guy there?" That's what
he's my
you would.
father. Yes, man, he's my father.
Wow, wow, wow. And I mean, I've heard you say it or I've heard
Mm-hmm.
you say that, but you know, do you feel weird saying that about me or
No, no, 100%. I don't feel weird at all.
okay? So one other question that this person asks is, does Isaac know the truth about your biological father and his
Mm-hmm.
former best friend?
Mm-hmm.
So do you know? I guess we're not going to get into. We're not going to do specifics here. We're not going to get into all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But do you? It is a yes or no for you. I don't want you to have to spill your guts, or anything. But do you
Okay.
know about all the stuff that happened?
Yes, I do know of what
Okay.
happened.
Okay. Um, the person also asked, now that you're an adult, do you have a relationship with your dad, or is Ronnie Keith your dad?
Ronnie Keith is my official father.
Wow. So you, but I mean, you do maintain contact with your father.
Yeah, but not different. It's not like it was
Hmm.
before.
Yeah. What really changed for you with that? And you could be open and honest here. What changed?
It changed when I moved out with my father. I lived
So
full time.
when you say you moved out, I know that we had split custody, right? Your mother and your
Yes.
father had split custody. It was week by week and all that other stuff.
Mm.
What made you want to move out, and when did you move out?
When I wanted to move out, when moved out when I had a little situation, high school, like in my freshman year.
Mhm.
I had problems with that when I was with my dad's side with the people I was around with, and I just couldn't handle it. And I'd
Mhm.
also tried to switch schools,
Mhm.
and my father was not okay with that.
When you say people around your father, are you saying your father? Was there anybody else that you had issues with?
It was with how can I say in like terms? Was it not like former best friend, like person he's with now,
His wife.
his wife, yes,
Okay. Okay.
and one of her children.
Mm. Okay. So you had issues with them, and so
Yeah,
at that
towards
time,
when I moved, we had a conversation the day before I moved out, and that one of their child said something that I
mhm.
didn't like. It was to me, it was more too much for my mother, and I did not want to stand it. And I was done with it.
Mm.
I started to see like my father didn't see me as much,
Mhm.
so I was just done with it.
Well, so again, just to give a little backstory, Isaac wasn't living there full time. Again, it was split custody.
Yeah,
However,
split custody, oof.
yeah,
That's
it
one
was
to
tough,
remember.
man. Yeah, that was tough, man. Just to let you guys know, my wife and I moved into an area that was far away from where we were, which at when we were living in the other area, we were close by. And so Isaac's father wanted to keep him in that school zone. And so we did that. We sacrificed driving him all the way over there to,
Early in the morning, every morning you guys alternate. Like you want to drive,
yeah.
you
No, we're
know.
talking about almost 30 miles away.
Yeah.
So
Traffic out there was just like oof. Oof.
Yeah, and it was tough. And so
The one thing I liked about it was I get to sleep a little bit. I'm tired.
but so that's what happened. We were still in split custody, but Isaac decided that he no longer wanted to do split custody anymore. He wanted to come with us full time because he had been running into some problems for some years. And this last time was actually the weekend of your mother's birthday, and your mother and I was out to dinner when you called. I think, did you call me or was it her?
The day I fully
Yeah,
I was done.
yeah.
Um, hmm,
I think it was me.
I think it was you.
Yeah, and I told you to talk to your mom, and we ended up getting you. You know,
Now they got
and
dropped off. I don't.
oh, you got dropped off. Okay, okay,
Oh yeah, I remember it was the day. It was the day I was leaving,
okay. To come back
and
to us.
I remember packing my all the important stuff I needed. Yeah, I was done. So I packed
Mm.
my Nintendo Switch. It was a funny thing, but I was like, oh man, I wasn't gonna see this thing, so I grabbed it, grabbed everything. I basically important stuff to me because I know
Hmm.
I was not gonna be back.
Mm. You weren't going to do any more of the
Yeah,
split custody week to week and stuff
yeah,
like that.
I was not gonna do that.
Once you moved in with us full time, did you feel like, man, maybe I shouldn't have done this? You felt bad about it, or did you feel like this is what I needed to do?
I felt free.
Wow.
I felt happy, joy. Like I was tired. Felt I can be my own person.
Hmm. And then once that happened, things start kind of turning around for you, like your grades.
Yeah, I was more focused on my school. Ended up doing sports. It was good.
Hmm.
I was fine. I had no issues. Me thinking I should have done this. No, I was fine with it. I was free.
Okay, we'll come back to that. Let me finish up this fan mail. And so it asks,
Alrighty.
what was co-parenting like? Co-parenting was fine. I mean, I never, there wasn't any issue or anything that I wish there had been more of a conversation, you know, as far as, hey, my name is this is that, whatever. It was brief from time to time. As Isaac got older and he had these sporting events when I would see him, then the conversations happened more. But as a younger child, I think that it would have really been beneficial for everyone involved if there was better communication. But it didn't really happen as much as it should have. And we detailed that in some episodes my wife and I had with some situations we had from their end. But, again, I didn't care about that. My only thing was the well being of Isaac, and making sure that he was okay. There were a couple of situations. There was one situation where Isaac's mother had went out of town, and I guess something happened over there at
Oh
the
yeah, I know what you're
house
talking
when he was
about.
staying over there. And Isaac actually picked up the phone and called me and asked me to come get him. And it was one of the most defenseless times I ever felt in my life because there was nothing I could do because he was with his father. And I asked Isaac, I said, "Are you being abused? Is somebody hurting you?" And he was like, "No." And what happened that day, Isaac? What all happened? You could, and the person, you could say your father, and you could say your father's wife or one
Yeah.
of the kids or whatever. You could use that like that. So what happened that day when you called me? You were like in middle school. You called me really upset, and
hmm
you were with your dad that day, and you wanted me to come get you, but your mom was out of town.
I wanted to leave because I was tired. The day after, they kind of, my dad's wife kind of got me a little upset. I don't remember fully on what they said, but I remember I was so upset, and I told him that I wanted to go to my mom's house,
Hmm.
and they said you can't because I have some right and wanted to stay. You can't do that.
Now, was
So
you
I got
talking back to your dad or being mean to him or
no.
nasty
I
and
said
stuff?
I told him truthfully, hey, I'm tired here. I just want to get out, get some fresh air with my mom.
What were some
But
of the
yeah,
things that you were doing that that you didn't like
uh,
that they would do at that house? Like, what were some of the things?
let's see here. It was around during that hurricane time too. It was, I don't know what hurricane,
Mm-hmm.
and the things I did. I'm trying to rethink. Um, hmm, probably because we did some like some singing karaoke. I don't remember something I fully tried,
Mm-hmm.
but I was so sick of it, and I wanted to leave, get out, and they kept refusing and said no. So I went to the garage and called you. I called you, say I need to get out of here. And I think like after that phone call, my dad's wife got in, took my phone, and started yelling, cussing me out.
She was cussing you out?
It was bad.
Wow.
And what made it like worse is that my father was just sitting there watching.
So you're telling me that his wife came, took
Yeah,
the phone from you,
yeah.
got in your face and start cussing you out, and your father was right there and he didn't say, "Hey, don't."
Mm-mm. I was so upset, yelling at me, this and that. The one reason why they thought I was like this because basically my mom was sending me pictures of her fun time and I got jealous.
Oh, you were jealous because she was
No,
having a good time?
I wasn't
Well,
jealous.
who
That's what they
said you were
thought.
jealous?
My dad's wife.
Oh, wow. So wait, she would take your phone to look at the pictures that your mom was sending you?
No, she did that that time she took the phone.
Uh-huh. She took the phone and looked at the pictures and said that you're jealous of your mom?
Yeah,
Why would you be
she's having
jealous of
fun.
your own mom?
I wasn't jealous.
Right.
There was nothing to be jealous about. Like
Were you
nothing at
happy that
all.
your mom was in New York and
Yeah, I was happy. She was having a cool time. I was wanting to see the pictures, how cool, how fun it looked.
yeah.
I think around that time it was
So
snowing too.
so
And
after she like cussed you out, your dad still just sat there and then
just sat there. Just did nothing. I punched. I think I threw that trash bin they had there. I just threw it down. And
hmm.
I said some words too, defending myself. But it was just, yeah, that day got me upset. I'm never gonna forget that day.
Wow. Mm, 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 mm,
Yeah, they took my phone for the entire like weekend before I was gonna move back.
mm.
Like the back to my mom
You were
house.
supposed to go back to
Yeah,
us
so
with mhm.
I had to like say something to get my phone back, and I wanted my phone.
This was at a time when they had bought you a phone and
Yes,
they kept it.
they had before I was switched though. They always had my phone. They had full power, full custody over it.
Mm. And so that day
It
that you called
sucks.
me, when you called me, they took the phone from you. She took the phone from you.
Like a couple seconds later, she took the phone.
And they knew you had called me.
They checked the check. They logged into my phone. They saw the contacts, and they called you. And they saw it.
What did they say when they saw that you had called me?
They said nothing. She just showed the phone to my dad.
Mm, wow. So you didn't have a great relationship with your dad's wife, is what I'm
No.
taking.
Mm-mm. Some say,
Do you
but I never had a fully like strong like relationship like that.
do you think if you if your dad had not been married to her, you guys would have had a different relationship, you and your dad? Do you
Yeah,
think? Mm.
I would say I have some thought about that, but yeah, it would be very different.
It would have been better.
Different, but yeah, but I
Okay.
think it would be better. But I don't
Okay.
think so. I don't know. I wouldn't say better, but I'll probably say it would be different.
Okay. Did you at any time feel like I was ever too mean to you, or
No, never thought of that you were being too. No. Mm-mm.
what were some of your favorite times that you spent, you and I together? Like, what are some of the fun things that we've done as you were growing up, as a kid? Like, what were some of the fun things you can remember that you and I've done?
I'll go to a theme park, have fun, got some good movies, ate some good, try some new food, ate some good food.
That's all we do is eat food.
Oh yeah, some good
Hmm.
food. It's getting that bonding time. Like I really, like you were there to like, you helped me. I saw you as a father figure. This stuff that my dad never did to me, and we went a
Well,
lot of places.
your dad was there in your life, though, Isaac. We can't say that.
Yeah, but like not like we did a lot of fun things
Hmm.
that he did that me and him did not do.
Well, sometimes you have to understand that circumstances may cause someone not to be able to do all the fun things that they want to do with you.
Mm.
So, we can't, I wouldn't say that, oh, he wasn't there. He was there, you know.
Yeah.
Um, your special events, a lot of those he was able to attend, and be there to support you.
Hmm.
I think that you have to, nobody's perfect. You know what I mean? But I think that a lot of times you kind of look at it from a jaded view because of how much you do not like your dad's wife, right?
Hmm. Right.
When did you first stop? When did you first start disliking your father's wife?
When I was a child,
What was it? What happened?
um, hmm, I remember it was that time when I was younger,
Hmm.
and I was younger, playing my game. I was wanting to be first place. Back when I was little, like first place in everything. Oh, I want to win.
Hmm.
And I had to share my stuff to dad's wife's children,
Hmm.
and I didn't want that. I remember he wasn't there at that time. I was stuck home with my dad's wife, and she just yelled at me
Why did she yell at you?
for not sharing my stuff.
Oh,
I
so
didn't
you
want
weren't sharing with the kids.
no,
Why wouldn't you share though?
because it was my stuff. Probably when I was little, like it's mine.
Selfish.
Just yeah,
Okay.
it's say selfish.
But she yelled at you.
Yeah,
She did a lot of yelling at you, I see.
yeah, she
Um,
did.
but as you've gotten older, you do understand that, you have to, as a kid, you should have shared. It's not
Yeah.
good to be selfish in that sense because, you got a lot of things as a kid. You had
Hmm.
video game system over there, you had video game systems over here. Your mom and I took you everywhere. As you said, we went to theme parks. You've had a annual pass at Disney since you were like what, 7, I think.
Yeah, about
Yeah,
basically almost my whole life. Yeah.
yeah. So the one thing I always try to teach you is that you need to understand not every you're very privileged, and it always have to be grateful and thankful because a lot of kids don't have what you have, and
Hmm.
those kids didn't either, and I'm sure they saw that, and so of course you were a kid yourself, so it's not fair to put that on you, but I hope you do understand now how bad that was to not share with them.
Yeah, I see that now. Like, man,
Yeah.
it was my stuff. When I was younger, like, yeah, so like, care for my Nintendo system, my creative system. I was having a blast. So,
Yeah. Yeah. So, what do you see as far as, the relationship with you and I, with how we've grown together? Do you still, again, you're an adult now, you're 19. Have I become the corny dad, or am I still cool to hang with? Or, how do you look at me now? Am I too old? What's up?
Nah, you ain't too old for me. You're like you're my father.
Hmm.
No, you ain't gonna. They ain't nothing's gonna change from that.
Yeah. Do you still have fun hanging out with me and doing
Oh
things with
yeah,
me and
oh yeah.
enjoying?
We try some new places, eat some food, so
That's not all we
play
do,
play
folks. He
play
make it seem like
play a
all we do
little.
is eat food. We don't
Nah,
see.
play a little entertainment system time to time.
Hmm.
Watch some videos. You
Yeah.
know,
You gotta tell them
just
about our favorite YouTube shows we watch now.
oh man, we gotta watch the Outdoor Boy. Outdoor
Mhm.
Boy, he'll be out there in the wilderness in Australia.
That's on YouTube.
Yeah, that's
And
on
then
YouTube. And the other one,
wilderness
wilderness
cooking.
food. Yeah, the big guy cooking red wild stuff like
Yeah.
ostrich, crab. All he
We
says
actually
is, all he does say is super,
super.
super.
We actually bond together, Isaac and I, over that. We'll sit down and watch those videos. Wrestling too. I take him to wrestling
Oh,
events and
wrestling, yes. That was
NXT.
another one. I was
Yeah.
like, wrestling, yeah, wrestling. You're the one that got me into wrestling.
Yeah, yeah. Remember I used to take you big time. Me and big time would take you, me and your
Oh
mom would
yeah,
take you.
go to
Sometimes it'd be just me
NXT.
and you. Yep, yep, yep. Funny thing, I'll tell you what was funny is that on Saturday morning, sometime when Isaac was younger, and let's say his mom was going to go out to get her hair did or nails done or whatever like that, uh, Isaac would come get in the room and sit on the bed, and we would watch Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles when he was younger.
Oh man,
Eat breakfast, go
that was the
out,
best.
and
That was the best show right there. Best
yeah,
show.
yeah, yeah. We used to do all those things, and we still have that fun and that dynamic. We travel together. We take him. We just came from California all together, going to
Best trip right
Disneyland.
there.
Yeah,
Whew.
that was fun. That
Can't
was
wait to
really
go
fun.
back.
With that big old Flintstone burger, I bet you was stopped up.
I was done for the day.
Yeah,
I'm surprised I finished that burger.
man. Listen, I wouldn't even try to get anything like that. I'm too old for eating something like that. But yeah, so Isaac and I have always had a great relationship. I've been there for all of his events, and he was there for me in a special time because when we lost Pops, he was able to get up there when I gave a speech at the funeral and be up there with me. And I know
Yeah.
that you and Pops had a very special relationship as well.
Yes, we did, man. He made one of the best burgers. Nobody can beat. No one can beat his burgers.
Listen, my son is all about eating. If you guys haven't noticed, he only eats like certain things, like burgers, pizza. What else? Burgers, pizza, and wings.
some
That's
some
about it.
sandwiches. Some
Oh, and
sandwiches.
sandwiches, and pan, which is
I don't eat bread like that.
you
Not
don't
like that.
anymore, not anymore,
No,
not anymore.
like before it was crazy. I got crave it time to time, but I don't eat like that.
Mm. Okay, all right, all right.
But yeah,
All right.
Paul's made like the craziest food.
Tell us about that pizza he made. Tell her
Oh
how he make
man,
that pizza.
so what he does, get like I don't know, I forgot what he called it. Like what? I call it the monster pizza.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, he orders a Hungry Howie pizza. Be extra, like it was like extra meat, all that. Pause, mean like that.
Mm-hmm.
Extra stuff, And he cooks like ground beef, like great ground beef, and they put it all over, and some shredded cheese too. Put it all over the pizza. Put it in the oven.
The
Whew.
pizza already has the toppings on it,
TB
and
already
he
had
puts the
toppings on
beef
it.
on it.
He had extra toppings on that.
Wow. How many slices of it were you able to eat?
I can't finish the full thing.
Wow.
So
So
this,
just one slice
like, I can eat like 4 or 3.
of his pizzas?
Yeah.
Wow.
I can't finish the whole thing because like he put it's so much ground beef on that and cheese. It's like, man, I can't finish it. Now I have it for leftovers.
Yeah.
The next day.
So now, you know, we got Halloween Horror Nights coming up. We're gonna be going with us for the first time now that you're an adult. You know, we never took you out of school to do anything like that, so this is gonna be fun. But
oh yeah,
I hope that you know, the caller St. Augustine Isaac and I answered your questions and gave you a little insight to our relationship a little bit. Anything else you want to say, Isaac, before we get out of here?
No, nothing. I feel like we covered all the questions pretty well.
All
You
right.
know, could say everything.
All right.
Well, you know, hope y'all have a good day. You know.
Oh, look at you being so sweet and nice. Give me a break.
I gotta be nice. Great day, best day out there.
Give me a break, please. When you were playing sports and when you were, you hear Dolly. When you were playing sports and in school, was I very hard on you with that stuff?
Hard. The time when we, well, yeah, I mean, say pause, but the time we lose a football game and Keith sees the way I play, let me tell you something, that car ride home is not the best. I'll tell you that. He'd be like, coach. He'd be like another coach. Like, I don't even know. I don't know this person. I don't know you. I came back. I mean, especially away games if we lose.
Oh, that's a long ride.
Long ride, and then getting picked up and gotta hear this conversation. Like, I don't want to hear it, but I have to hear it. Move your feet. Too slow off the ball. My coach already told me. I already know that. Maybe so. I mean, like.
Well, I only did that, as you know, because I love you and I wanted you to get better. So, you know.
Yeah, that really helped when he says that, but at the same time, like
you didn't want to hear it.
Like I'd be in the locker room unchanging and just be like, "Are you ready for this car ride home?" Or even if we're going out to eat, I gotta hear the whole conversation till we go out to eat.
Going out to eat after the football game, right?
Oh man,
yeah. Well, I knew you were good, and I expected excellence out of you. You know, but I was very proud of you.
It was fun.
Very proud of you, and you did well with shot put and
especially track too. If I didn't do too good, like each flight, you come here. So
I remember one time I told you, I said, listen, man, if you're going to keep throwing like that, you need to get your ass in the car and let's go home. I'm not going to be out here early in the morning. You're not doing that. And when I said that, how about the next throw you broke your PR, you did your own personal record.
I did that because my coach wasn't there.
Yeah.
It's like, I got third place that day too. Yeah,
I know. I said, listen, man, you gonna be throwing like this? We gonna pack it up and we going home. You gonna get your ass in the car and let's go home. I'm not gonna be out here in the sun early this morning, out here wasting my time.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm not trying to hear that because we were so far out from home too. So like, I ain't trying to hear that. Yeah, gonna grab something to eat too. Like, I ain't trying to hear that.
I was serious too. If you had thrown another bad thought, I was gonna tell you, come on, let's roll. I ain't staying out here no more.
I think we had Cracker Barrel that day too.
Yeah.
So my mindset was like, oh man, if I would have missed that, we would have had a long talk from here to Cracker Barrel.
It would have been bad.
Oh,
but you did good. You did very good, and I'm very, very. I want to let you know I'm very proud of you for everything that you've accomplished, everything that you've done, everything that you're doing right now. You know, going to school, working, you know, and keeping up with things. I'm just very, very proud of the man that you are becoming. So I just want to tell you that.
Thank you. It means a lot.
Very proud.
It means a lot.
Of course.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Isaac, for joining me today.
Oh, yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
Conversations out here.
Conversations. Thank you. Thank you guys for listening. This has been Conversations with Ronnie Keith.